They say a child shall lead them. And so it is that some of our nation's children are leading the fight against Zik V. Get details on the Zik V, Jingle and Selfie competitions later in the show. Also in the half hour, see how the European Union is helping the Jamaican government. Hi there, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Those and much more right after these messages.
Daddy, you can't stop it. Every day I'm afraid say you're gonna get locked up. Or gunman are gonna shoot up the house. Daddy, you don't love we. You don't care. Stop the thieving. Stop the scamming.
Call Mocha at 1-800-CORRUPT.
Good day, I'm Carrie-Ann Smith and this is your JIS News for Friday, July 8. The Ministry of National Security will be seeking to increase the mandatory minimum sentences for gun crimes, including the trafficking and possession of guns.
We will seek to have all gun murders classified as capital murder. We will seek this year by better application of the plea bargaining law to reduce or eliminate the penalty if credible information is given in order to retrieve a gun or disrupt the trade.
The National Security Minister was making his contribution to the sectoral debate on Wednesday. He said the prison term will go up depending on the type of weapon, and the minimum sentence should only be reduced by the plea bargaining process.
We want to create a wedge between the community and criminals who possess guns. In that regard, increased monetary rewards will be offered for information.
In the meantime, the National Security Minister says the police are targeting a 60% clear-up rate for murder cases this year.
We are strengthening the investigative abilities of the force, making them more mobile, increasing training and treating with this bail issue.
He says more resources are being committed to tackling the escalating crime rate, particularly in western Jamaica, including Montego Bay.
We will be expanding Mocha West. A mobile reserve west will be established. Additional training space will be created in western Jamaica. A Coast Guard base will be established in Montego Bay. The amount of officers in western Jamaica will be significantly increased.
And Attorney General Marlene Malahoo Fort says government will be making major changes to the criminal justice system in a bid to curb the country's murder rate. She says government will be seeking to amend the Bail Act and several other pieces of legislation which may impact fundamental rights and freedoms as laid out in the Constitution.
Right now, the sentiment is that no bail for murder unless self-defense arises on the Crown's case and the likelihood of an acquittal is high. Mr. Speaker, we are also thinking of abolishing jury trials for non-capital murder and go judge alone.
The Attorney General was making her contribution to the sectoral debate in Parliament on July 5. She revealed that discussions on the proposed changes had already started with the private and public bar as well as the Chief Justice. In other news, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has called for greater engagement by CARICOM to deal with the treatment of Haitians in the Dominican Republic. Mr. Holness says the matter of Haitians who have become stateless in the Dominican Republic is a human rights issue, but disengaging the Dominican Republic from CARICOM is not the best strategy.
The real principle at play here is to build a community of understanding, and I believe that there has to be greater engagement with the Dominican Republic for them to understand and accept that within this region, the standard that we set for the treatment of our citizens within the region is one which seeks to ensure that all our citizens are captured within a state and are afforded rights.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to a referendum on whether the Caribbean Court of Justice should be Jamaica's final court of appeal, replacing the UK's Privy Council.
Our position hasn't changed. We believe our constitutional arrangements require it.
Mr. Holness was speaking on Wednesday at a press conference following his participation in the 37th regular meeting of the CARICOM Heads of Government held in Guyana. And finally, 600 students from 5 communities in the vicinity of the University of Technology are to benefit from educational lessons and motivational sessions this summer. UTech launched the 17th staging of its Teach the Youth Community Service initiative yesterday under the theme Instilling Hope Today for Tomorrow.
We don't wish just to develop these students in an educational manner, but also to be that figurative and of hope.
The 6 to 18-year-olds are drawn from communities including Augustown, Kintyre, Tavern, Highlight View and Sandy Park. The Jamaica Information Service is among several entities that are partnering with UTech to implement the 3-week program. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Carrie-Ann Smith. Thank you for watching.
All the people them with the Zik V, hold up your hand. Zik V in the Caribbean territory, but we now want that virus take set pan we. So make sure send us stagnant water inside and mash up all mosquito breed inside. More hole in the tin them where you dash way and change the water in your vase every day. No litter, dispose of your garbage proper. You know them the thing that we turn drain blacker. Tour your community and tour your yard for suppress mosquito. We have figure hard dash we all tire turn over drum pan for prevention is the greatest weapon. And special shout out to pregnant ladies. Protect yourselves and protect your babies. Draw for your zapper and your mosquito spray. If you do all that we can to keep them away. How we now was Zik V.
Port Morant Primary and Junior High, Ferncourt High and Immaculate Conception Preparatory, all 3 schools recently received high praises from the government. Want to know why? Watch this next feature.
Zika alerts.
Hello there. Thanks for joining us for School Zone. In the zone today, we share with the winners of the recently held Ministry of Health, Public Education and Awareness Jingle and Selfie competition. Have a look.
Zika alert. Prevent the mosquito breeding site. Zika alert. No matter mosquito bites here, we're gonna check inside and check outside and find every place where you could hide.
You know, as part of our Zika public awareness campaign, schools of course are part of our population that we seek to reach, and so we were thinking of an engaging way, a way to engage the students and at the same time be very creative and fun.
So, in today's show, we visit all the teams that excelled in the recently held competitions. First up, 3rd place Jingle creators, Ferncourt High School.
Zik V is a virus caused and spread by the Aedes aegypti mosquito, which can affect people, especially pregnant ladies.
They actually went and did some research so that they knew how to put in preventative measures as well as just symptoms, among other things. So the hard work has paid off.
Zik V and me, hungry, Aedes aegypti follow back at me. Zik V and me, hungry, Aedes aegypti follow back at me. Them a Jamaican so bad you see. I talk about a mosquito give. When we know if a airborne disease, when it's a mosquito bite you see. I don't talk, I want you see. Kick over pants, bore up the tins, dash for the water out of the old fridge. I eat ear fever, I eat ear rash, I eat ear pain in your back. If you know what I mean, no use up the app. Wear long clothes, no wear short. Zik V. Zik V.
We also visited the Immaculate Conception Preparatory School, where we visited the girls who were placed 2nd in the competition. Hello, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So, Rebecca, what are some of the things you learned from, creating this jingle?
Well, I've learned how to prevent Zik V, like covering the drums, and yeah. And also, I've learned that nothing is impossible because I didn't expect for us to come this far.
I feel very proud of them.
Don't get sick, don't get sick. Don't get Zik V. I'm telling you now, all pregnant ladies, be wise, protect your babies. Zik V is on a roll. Let's work together to keep it in control. Cover the drums, close them tight, so we can destroy all breeding sites. Use up the candle, use up the spray. Now we have to use it every day. Joint pain, headache, muscle pain too. Swelling the lower and weakness, rash too. Zik V, we don't want Zik V, Zik V, we don't want Zik V. A's aegypti, now we're gonna say bye.
Zika alert. Prevent the mosquito breeding site. Zika alert. No matter the mosquito bites here, we're gonna check inside and check outside and find every place where you could hide. We're gonna eradicate. We're gonna eliminate. We're gonna punch at the tire them, clean out the drain, bore up the tin them, clean out the drain, cover the drum them. Cover the drum them, scour the vase, prevent the mosquito breeding site. My name is Amoya Wong. My name is Shanika Bleachin. We are the winners of the MOH, Zika Jingle and Selfie Competition 2016. I feel proud, excited, and I don't know how to explain it. It's just a joy for me and my family, friends, and my teacher.
We use the jingle also as a learning tool. We, on our PA system, morning, in the noon, even at nights.
Once the students are made more aware, then they would actually move about in a more responsible way as it relates to eliminating all the areas that we think could harbor the mosquito that caused the virus.
Zika alerts. We're going to eradicate, we're going to eliminate. You're watching School Zone.
As we said earlier, it was the MOH Jingle and Selfie competition, so we had to pay a visit to the picture-taking champions.
We decided to enter them in the competition because we want the public to know that we know how to destroy mosquito breeding site. We see that as a way as well to give our school some exposure.
And the winning team leaves this message with us.
You must clean up your environment because if you don't clean it up, it's going to hurt nobody else but you.
So, talented and intelligent young people answered the call to boldly lead the way in increasing public awareness on the Zika virus. As we hear it, the Ministry of Health is looking at other avenues to keep the momentum going.
Health and family life education curriculum is one such vehicle. In terms of phase 2, what we would be looking at is how we can continue to strengthen that curriculum. We are looking at some specific projects that we can possibly do and hoping to give it a competitive edge where we can give them some prizes. So we're right now ironing out some of those things.
We're going to eradicate, we're going to eliminate. We're going to punch the tire them, clean out the drain, bore up the tin them, clean out the drain, cover the drum them, clean out the drain.
Artists, dancers, songwriters, protect your work from copycats and secure your intellectual property. The Intellectual Property Rights Law guards the rights of owners of creative works in the scientific, industrial, literary, artistic, musical, and dramatic fields. It covers several areas. Protect your net worth, protect your legacy, build Jamaica's creative and industrial industry. For more details on protecting your creative expression, contact the Jamaica Intellectual Property Office.
Bamboo growers, companies involved in the manufacturing of bamboo products. Get registered with the Bureau of Standards Jamaica. The BSJ is a member of the International Network for Bamboo and Rattan, and the government of Jamaica wants to develop a standard-led bamboo industry that could lead to job creation and economic growth. Companies, your products could be stamped with the regionally recognized Jamaica Made Mark certification and the National Certification Mark. Get registered and receive quality training and international certification. For more information, call the Bureau's Special Projects Department at 926-3140 or visit the BSJ at 6 Winchester Road, Kingston 10.
While the Brexit debate rages, at home, the European Union, including the UK, continues to be one of Jamaica's major development partners. Recently, the EU provided financial assistance for the upgrading of food laboratories in the country. Get the details now.
Over the past few years, the European Union, the EU, has been a key partner in promoting Jamaica's development agenda by facilitating increased export competitiveness and food safety and security. The Economic Partnership Agreement (EPA) capacity building project is one of the tools being used by the European Union, EU, and Government of Jamaica to improve and build infrastructure that supports our export industry. The EU-funded project, which is being implemented by the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, seeks to improve our nation's productivity and output in agriculture, resulting in economic growth.
The LEPA agreement, Economic Partnership Agreement, was signed in 2008. All the members of CARICOM and as well as the 28 member states of the European Union. It's a trade, but it's also a development agreement. It also foresaw the idea of getting support from the European Union to the different CARICOM countries to export and have access to the European market. The type of activities that we have been implementing here basically was to upgrade laboratories to be able to test the products to comply to European standards, so therefore raising the standard. That includes not only providing the equipment but also the training.
Result number 1 of the project: increased capacity for product testing and certification for compliance with international standards has been achieved. This means that a number of public sector food testing laboratories have undergone the accreditation process and are now ISO 17025 accredited.
To be ISO 17025 accredited means that tests of Jamaican foods being exported to other countries by ISO 17025 laboratories will be readily accepted at ports of entries worldwide and will not be subject to delays that can adversely affect the quality of the produce.
The laboratories that have benefited from the accreditation process include the Microbiology and Chemistry Laboratories at the Bureau of Standards Jamaica, the BSJ, Microbiology, Residue Testing and Parasitological Laboratories at the Veterinary Services Division of the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries, MICAF, Pesticide Research Laboratory of the Chemistry Department at the University of the West Indies, MONA, Plant Pathology Laboratory of the Plant Protection Unit, MICAF, and the Plant Virology Laboratory at the Plant Protection Unit at the Ministry.
We received a lot of renovations. So our lab was actually split, walls done, cupboards, tiles, everything was done to meet more international standards. Then at the front of our building, we had 2 new rooms being made. One for a submission room where we'd meet our clients before they'd come straight into the building. And as a quarantine building, that was actually a big no-no.
During 2014, we received 7 pieces of equipment valued at over 30 million Jamaican dollars. These were used to strengthen our quality system and help assist us towards having the labs accredited.
The Pesticide Research Laboratory has received assistance in the form of refurbishment of the laboratory, training of the laboratory staff, as well as analytical equipment and related supplies.
One of the basic piece of equipment we got was a LCMS, valued at about 350,000 euros. We have also had an incinerator, we've had water softener, we've had an oven dryer, and we also had several training opportunities for staff abroad.
The Plant Quarantine Plant Produce Inspection Branch at MICAF has also benefited from the EPA project.
EPA is pivotal in our safeguarding effort because there are times when we intercept things that are imported that have pests on them. These must be destroyed. And so the incinerator that we are getting through the EPA is going to play that very special role.
The long-term impact is pretty much one that will now allow us to conduct the relevant tests in compliance with the markets that we're trying to access so that our farmers, our processors, our producers can export their products and have them tested at the level where we are satisfied that we can compete with any developed country in the world.
They have allowed us to make the test methods complete in a shorter time. They have allowed us to automate test methods, and they have allowed us to meet turnaround times in a more satisfactory manner for our clients.
But that's not all. Another important result of the project is increased awareness of international standards and technical requirements in the public sector.
Exposure of public officers to advanced training in food safety and other related standards, training for specific assessments on animal and plant health issues can only strengthen Jamaica's institutional framework and facilitate increased exports by private sector stakeholders.
And the EPA team continues to work on the sensitization of and dialogue with the private sector on technical barriers to trade, TBT, and sanitary and phytosanitary issues, SPS.
The private sector is directly involved in the production and export of food and agro-processed products and deals directly with the different trade issues. Food exporters must meet the TBS and SPS requirements of the countries importing their goods.
So it's clear that the EPA capacity building project has already started to significantly transform the Jamaican business sector, resulting in sustainable and economic development. And the EPA2 project further enhances this transformation. The EPA2 financing agreement was signed in November 2014 and is being implemented on a phased basis. A part of this agreement focuses on providing assistance to coffee and spices industries, two sectors with the potential for increasing exports from Jamaica to the European Union.
EPA 1 project focused only on institutional aspects and trying to bring the laboratories to ISO standards. And the second one built on this, and then is when we have introduced the specific support to the two industries. The particularity, in order to do that, we have got an agreement with the International Financial Corporation, which is part of the World Bank Group, which specializes in support to the private sector, and they are responsible for the implementation of this component of the program.
The Economic Partnership Agreement Capacity Building Project will continue to contribute to Jamaica's national export strategy, supporting Vision 2030 Jamaica National Development Plan to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
No, son. A verb is an action word.
Parents need to become more involved in their children's education.
Parents are the first and in many cases the most important teachers.
Read with your children. Review their schoolwork. Visit their school.
Tapping and rapping and slapping, I said.
Nice! High five! Woo! A good education will never decay.
Higher education can be expensive, so any and all opportunities to reduce those costs are always welcome. Government, through the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, is a good source to access scholarship programs for international studies and professional training. These programs are offered by Jamaica's bilateral and multilateral partners, including Cuba, China, Russia, Japan, Australia, the United Kingdom, Egypt, Malaysia, Spain, Malta, and Brazil. Among the opportunities are programs in medicine, foreign languages, engineering, environmental science, and education. All are contributors to the national goal of Jamaica becoming the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. For more details, contact the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service at 30 National Heroes Circle, Kingston 4, or call 922-860 or 922-7097.
Play is very important to the development of children. It allows them to use their creativity and develop their imagination. Through play, children interact with the world around them. They learn how to work in groups, share and resolve conflicts.
They learn rules and they learn about respecting others and waiting turns and setting their own rules and guidelines for their games.
Set limits, but allow your children to play. It will help them develop the confidence and resilience needed to conquer future challenges.
I
I say be careful what you teach your little children. Make sure I know something to hurt them. Mind what you saying to my sister. She could be the next Prime Minister.
Sexual abuse is always a very difficult thing to confront, particularly when the alleged victim is a child. Parents, if it is that you suspect that your child has been sexually abused or is in a vulnerable set of circumstances where an abuse may occur, we encourage you to have dialogue with your child. Take the child to the pediatrician who normally attends to the child. If there is no such pediatrician, take your child to the clinic, to the hospital, to some medical practitioner who can do an assessment for you. It's very important as well that we don't just look at the physical side, but we also seek to find the kind of psychosocial support that a child may need. Does the child need a session with a counselor? Does the child need to speak with a pastor who is used to dealing with these issues? Does the child need to get that ongoing psychological support to assist with the healing process and also to assist the child in becoming strong enough, as it were, to deal with the various processes that will follow once it is that you suspect an abuse has occurred? If it is that the child actually discloses when you engage the child in discussion that yes, mommy and daddy, I was abused, we encourage you to entertain the child, to listen to what the child has to say to you, and to take it very seriously. So we really urge you to have those discussions and to seek guidance in terms of, do I speak to the police about this, which we always say you have to, because once a child has been sexually abused, it's a criminal matter, and it means that once at all possible, the child should be assisted to go through the processes so that the perpetrator can in fact be held accountable. Support your child and let them understand in very clear terms that they are not the cause or the reason for this abuse having been perpetrated. But the most important element is to support them, get them access to the services that they need, and give them a chance to have you give them that listening ear. For these tips and of course any other information that deals with children, that is anyone under 18 years, please feel free to contact the Office of the Children's Advocate. We're at 72 Harbour Street, downtown Kingston, and our numbers are 948-1134, or website www.oca.gov.jm. Thank you.
Watch what you teach your little children. Make sure I know something to hurt them. Mind what you saying to my sister, cause she could be the next Prime Minister.
But talk to him, you know. Him just laugh after me. But scamming is thieving, and the police them nah ease up. Last week him get catch. Money gone, freedom gone. Him nah laugh now. Stop the thieving, stop the scamming.
Call Mocha at 1-800-CORRUPT.
We've come to the end of Jamaica Magazine for this Friday. Thanks for spending time with us. Remember to keep up to date with the latest government information. Join us online at gis.gov.jm, on our YouTube channel or social media platforms. You may also watch a new edition of Jamaica Magazine tomorrow on this station. I am Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching and have yourselves a great evening.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.